Thank you, and good afternoon to this edition of Town Hall Hour. We want to thank our people them on Ground Zero, where they don't join with today for this big show. This show where we get very important guests them, where they go join with today. Professor Carlson Anyangwe, where we know very well, and yeah, Maggie Kilo, yes. So I go first turn to my co-host, Dr. Edmond. Dr. Edmond, welcome.
Thank you, and thank you, Atto, and thank you. This really very exciting show again today. We thank Professor Anyangwe and, of course, our very own Yaah Maggie Kilo for joining us. And we greet all our people that were there for Ground Zero, the one that were there for Ngata for La Republique, the one that were there for Ground One. Every place where on a day, as on a see these two huge symbols of our revolution, when I know say would you go very close to Boya, as soon as start see Yaah Maggie and Prof, the people that we will feel call and say the godparents of this revolution. When I know say we did on the road to Boya. Thank you very much.
Yes, it did like say we'll get some technical problems with Prof. We'll see if we get Prof on. Prof, if you feel here, we just hit join. And then it will bring you. Okay, but
can you hit join on the screen? So you can, because we're not seeing you on the screen.
Join. Yes. Correct. So while we wait, Professor Anyangwe for join, we will go like for welcome Yaah Maggie Kilo, our matriarch for this struggle, one of our main forces. Yeah, welcome to this edition of Town Hall Hour.
Thank you, Dr. Edmond, and thank you, Atto. You know, this is my first time in Town Hall Hour, even though we've talked about this show for such a long time. So I'm glad to be here, finally.
Okay. Thank you. Prof, are you still there?
Oh boy.
Okay. Edmond, do you think you can reach our producer to help Prof behind the scenes so Prof can come on?
Yeah, you go ahead with Yaah Maggie. Let me see if I can get the producers.
Okay. Thank you. So sorry contribute them for this little technical break. So yeah, while we wait for Prof for connect, again, thank you. Yes, this is the very first edition we're having you on Town Hall Hour, and we have some very important issues to discuss on this Town Hall Hour. The fierce urgency of now in our struggle, certain things and the way we must do immediately if we want to salvage this our struggle. Certain things and the way we never do for the past 5-6 years, and we continue for spin around in circles instead of addressing the main reason why we need to move forward the way we're supposed for. So we invite you and Professor Anyangwe as senior citizens of this struggle for come enlighten us, appeal to us, and basically guide this struggle, what we are missing and what we are supposed to do. So one of the problems we don't get for this struggle here, where before Prof join if we go ahead, start talk about, is the need for us to come together. We don't hear all kind of people them, from Professor Lumumba to Ambassador Malak to Ambassador Tibonage, to everybody tell us the need for us to coalesce. And yet we get political groups where they see themselves as institutions, and nobody wants to join the other unless you can subject yourself to them. Wait till you as a mother in this struggle fit talk to that effect.
Oh my goodness. As mama for struggle, always I go talk na say unity na strength. If you take broom, as we get this palm.
Something is wrong. The volume is low. I can't hear.
If
no,
we
Prof,
take,
we can hear you and we can see you join.
yeah, so if we take broom and we remove one, we go break the broom easily. But if we bundle the broom for sweep, we sweep fine, break them enough, it break. So I will talk, say unity in our strength. And everybody we don't talk to we about unity, it means that we get for come together. For come together, I don't mean that we lose we identities for different groups. We dey inside Takumba, the women, they're for different groups. But when we go out, we talk as Takumba, we be Takumba, we all. And the thing that we I go like for see for inside this we struggle. So many people, they come together, we talk about as one voice, we plan together, we do things together because everybody go contribute his strengths. And together we go minimize we weaknesses. Right now we weaknesses and they outside. We strength don't lost finish. So now all that way I go talk as mama for struggle.
So yeah, yes, we don't hear the story about coming together. We don't hear the story about speaking together. The problem now, why it need to happen. Which as mama for Takumba, which we feel do for some of these group leaders. First of all, do they have the quality, the caliber, the pedigree to be leaders, or are we looking at the wrong people? However, they have their groups. Which we feel do for get this ego out of the way so that they fit at least humble themselves for the sake of the struggle.
It be very simple. What you go ask question for person and say, what do you feel give up so that make we reach Boya tomorrow morning? What do you go give up? You go give up your pride, you go give up your position, you go give up this quest for power, you go give up this thing where you call your identity, where you only you must be big man. You be big man already for the place where you did. Which way you want to do now for bring that your big man inside big compound. The reason why I did talk for Takumba too much about big compound approach. Big compound, I say everybody they inside big compound. Big compound it doors. In fact, big compound no get doors. Everybody come inside big compound. And whether you bring your calabash palm wine, whether you bring your goat, whether you bring your grombi, whether you bring a bunch planty, inside big compound. Use that. Make sure say big compound the worker fine. So we begin then chop. This war, it not really be about we. It be about 8 million people. Usually now we young people, then we would look say they get weighty. Which kind of country they want for themselves. So we not fit. You don't say we will be everything now for we. You look people that want for themselves. We get for live and think about the 8 million people where they be, we contribute to them and how they don't suffer. Which what we want forgive them. So if you really be big person, then you not go one thing for yourself because you don't already big. But you go look for that people the way they suffer. That might mean them for village where they don't be IDPs or they don't be refugees, they don't get their livelihoods anymore. Picking them where they small, where they not go school. You know, we brothers them where they need their jobs, them where they need a life where they get power for work, but they don't get the opportunity. So much be at stake. Old people, them, the elderly, the handicapped, all those people, then we need for look after them. You don't be big person already. You don't get all the things the way you want for inside this struggle. Wait till they hold you back. So now the question my question I say, wait till you go give up. You where you be big man, make we be for place where all that 8 million people, then where they be Southern Cameroonians, they get for be. So
okay. May we welcome Prof. Prof, thank you. I hope so we don't get through the technical issues. So, Doc, maybe you want to bring Prof into the conversation.
Prof, you did it? He seems frozen. Yeah, oh boy, with the technical challenges. But, well, if Papa not there, Mommy there for now. So, Papa, Mommy going to take place for Papa until Papa come. So, yeah. I think I really like that idea. So somebody that already be big man for a place and waited the one forgiver, and the idea of big compound. Have you ever heard something where my big mommy go tell me say if somebody thief, now still they go call the name for the village where come out, right? And me and you, the America would know. You know, you do some good thing, they go talk now the name for the place where you come out. So if you thief, you be a thief man for big compound. If you if you do good thing, you'll be good person for big compound. And I guess as I won't really not concentrate for personality as much as, you know, maybe as mommy for this struggle. One of the things that they see I'm for picking them. Now the idea say maybe when some people that they talk some more, somebody go to try for say, I'll bring it down so that when we get to Boya Nami, I go be this person, right? So that kind of thing where they never really catch. You never catch elephant, but people already start. Nami I go take head. Nami I go take tail. Nami I go take this. So you way from a generation where when I not really get any aspiration for this. We all when I want now for she done down point for picking and say, hey, now for these things where when I supposed to do now for maybe now that I where would you take a ask you say this so. Why waiting when I feed do, waiting when our generation feed do, like elders, we know for the culture will come out for the papa, mommy, you know, the feet waiting the talks away to begin, mommy feet see, old man feet see, begin of feet see, even if waiting mommy feet see where she done, old man begin of feet see, even if he climb tree. So waiting when I go waiting when I go feed do, when I go leave all the begin the men scatter like this, they fight amongst themselves. Then finally we lost the elephant go, we don't catch our city, reach your house. Or when I go do something about like, you know, trying to come up and say, you know, and do whatever thing it takes for rescue. Wait till when I get down for plan. Wait do you think?
No, it be very easy. It be very simple. If we take example for which way that boys this we people the way that these boys the way that they fight now for make we stand. If they're not there, if that boy they're not there, will not get mouth for talk. And I want to way I will tell with people then say, this struggle if they so we give plenty thanks for those boys and way they don't give up everything for fight for keep we going. This we defense forces because now that defense force now they keep we now give we mouth several if we talk today. Without them, we'll not get nothing. So me, I go first thank that boy them. And for toxic, we all we fit join, we support them for which way they need, for which way they we fit do for making come together. They don't already show we self that unity. You know, we hear unity all over the place. It means that we don't go start the tell fighter then how for do them work. They do them work, we glad. When they get wound, we send them small team for fixed cut, for help them, for give them chop for them families, for take care of them, mommy them too. We get for support them. And make them know so we get all we support. Now because of them, we did. This if without them, this struggle not get nothing. So me, I will talk say number one, that we fight as them. And I don't hear when they talk about something, say war relief fund. It be very important. And I say when I put that war relief fund, make it like that CSO the thing where we don't use them for this humanitarian aspect for this war for a long time. So I go tell people then say, if they hear that war relief fund, make them come to inside then support them so that we can help this we in the way that they lost their life. We see them every day. They don't give everything up. For fight for we. So now all that way me I go talk. Say, make we support that boy then. We come together too. It means say, me we no must carry you be big man, so you know go talk for your friend. No, we there inside big compound. So we all must talk to each other. Nobody go there way go call me for phone and go take time and listen to it. Hear it until we want for talk. Now so mommy them, they must listen to picking them, they must talk to them, give them advice, and make them work fine. You know, they do the work fine and all that.
Thank you, yeah. It did like Prof, they still try for stabilize it is set. So we'll go continue with the conversation because Prof, okay. All right, producer, if you bring Prof on so that if you bring Prof into the conversation.
You know, each time Prof joins and then somehow he gets kicked out. I mean, I'm not sure what is going on.
Camera.
Like,
Okay, Prof,
yeah, just leave your camera. And I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, we can hear you now. Just leave your camera where it is. You're perfect.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All
So,
right.
Prof, for this show now, would you talk grammar? Would you talk broken? So, anyone where you be comfortable so that Mami them for country then too they fit follow this conversation. So, Prof, before you want join, would I ask Yaah as a mother in the struggle, if it suggest as a senior in the struggle for the leaders of these groups for come together, for coalesce, because we don't hear this need of unity. And she gave her own position as a mother and then emphasize the importance of supporting the fighters on the ground, because without them, this struggle is nowhere. So joining us now, what you as a leader in southern Cameroon, what's your opinion about, one, what can we do more than just the rhetoric of we need unity, unity? What practical steps can we take to get the groups to come together? And two, what can we do to strengthen our support for the frontline fighters? Welcome, Prof.
Thank you very much. I want to thank all the people on GZ, Papa them like me, Mommy them, and most especially our brave freedom fighters. I agree with everything when Maggie talk, because it's been a correct talk. I want to talk two things. The first one I say, I express my view, say I agree with what Maggie talk. Togetherness, coming together, it be key for our success. If we continue to play the kind of game we play, we continue to be very proud. We continue not to be humble. We never make any progress. Now, what we don't learn for the past 5 years that not only so no make any progress, it will be say we are not prepared to help our armed freedom fighters. So togetherness is the key. And how can we get together? As I talk, we must learn to be humble. And learning to be humble means that we must be prepared to talk to each other. There not be any single ambassador will be so bad way we talk, say, we'll not be talk for this one, we'll not be talk for that one. And if we talk, say, we'll not be talk for our own ambassador now, that tomorrow we'll get independent, we'll talk for each other. No. So at the appeal, especially for people that were there for what they call and say diaspora, for outside country, must learn to respect each other. And I've been saying this. Ambassadors must learn to respect each other. They must learn to talk to each other. And they must learn to get each person in confidence. I know say this one will be very difficult when I talk about confidence, because there are some people that they don't break their trust. So we feel so we'll not be talk for that kind of people then. But I still believe, say, where the wolf will still meet and will talk. We'll not get for meet for one whole big hall, talk to each other, one on one. I know A, me I talk with A. I say my brother, my sister. We'll all be picking them for one country, Ambazonia. Why will we be so divided? Why will not get together? We'll fight this war together. Wait till it prevent us. And like some people don't talk, this war for don't feel long time ago. If only we be sync with pride, we come together. We look ways and means of forging ahead. Like they talk, two heads are always better than one. When we get together, we can be very, very sure. We can talk to each other and chart a way forward. We must learn to embrace each other. I know so they want some difficult talk about the talk so, because some people don't like them at all. But for the sake of this liberation struggle, we must learn to work with each other. We must learn to like each other, like Maggie the talk. And here people want to talk, say they want being a leader, president, and so on and so forth. But if you already be for the position you will be, you already been a master. Which kind of master again you want to be? So we must forget this thing, the politics who talk say, I must be president, I must be this, I must be this, I must be this. No. Everybody must go down on the ground, dirty their hands and work hard. And this nonsense about say, I'll be president, I'll be leader, and now I'm new term, frontline leader, I'm this, and so on. Because when you talk about frontline leader, I mean someone who don't be a backline leader. When you say you're president, it means one day never been a chinda for you, but you be president. We must get out of that mindset. I know, say, we all will be fighters for our collective freedom. Fighters at different levels. We get to armed freedom fighter, ready for ground. Like I hear Maggie talk. If we never get these brave fighters, who know for you she don't hear the talk today. French Cameroon for don't finish you all, finish. Take our land, take our territory. We know for you get more for talk.
You know, Prof.
But you have these young men.
Yes, Prof, I want to add something with you don't talk. You know, when somebody talks, say, he don't be president of Amazonia, would he still fight war? Mm-hmm. But he don't say he don't be president of Amazonia. Some person say he don't be this for this Amazonia. He better make we reach that Amazonia, or may we leave you that sort of place where you day where you be president, where chair no day for you for sit down, people they're not there for you for do the work where you go like for do as president. No, but we see this fight for richness for that country. The country never did.
Exactly.
Until he did, all we go sit down now. We get for still kill cocoa, put them for mortar, pound the do all things we get for before the dinner be ready for we all for chop. Then you go take your pan now as president, you sit down on top. The one who never even do nothing. You don't be president already, you don't do all things. Then when we reach the way to where you go do, how we go even feel you reach the way you don't take chairs, you don't you on top. You sit down now, all man they look you, okay, you be president. Do work, how you feel do the work. We not feel go get resources. Yes. We not go do this one. We people that they look, see how we people they suffer. My own thing now say we people that they over suffer. Make we leave all these things, all the name them, all the cap them we wear and so we work so that we reach for that place. Now any man go fit take it proper place. We go fit take care of people there. All these with refugees, they go come back home. They get the market, they get them thing the way they do. We construct with roads, we build with schools, we build with hospital the way they don't burn at all. We fix with country, make it fine. Then that time we give you chair, you be president, you sit down fine. But how if you do be president for place, we never even reach the place. And I'm worried that. And if
so,
not,
yes.
Yes.
And that one, now correct of that, Maggie. Now correct of that. Because, look, I talk one thing, put don't know if you understand. I don't work at plenty place. America, Europe, all places and so on. I don't meet thousands and thousands of Amazonians. Where do you not be interested for all this thing about politics? People talk about politics. People don't want a free home where they can go there, sit down.
Exactly.
And they know they are free. Walk over free road to don't make them so, fix and fine, good house and so on. So this thing about fighting for politics, we want to be this, one be that nonsense must stop, And people must be humble to say that we have been chasing a mirage. There is no such thing. I have no ambition to want to become president or whatever thing it is. And I don't think Maggie has. Many people are fighting, struggling for this thing. They are not. If we took about so one be president, one be this and so on. So all these armed freedom fighters, they will become, in fact, who themselves mean, they'll qualify more to be than we are. So they'll become president. How many presidents will get? 8 million president, over 8 million people. That shows how nonsense our attitude is. And this is what is being pointed out to us by our old cooperative partners. So you guys really are misbehaving. You are not helping us to help you. And are they here today at the appeal that we must be able to help ourselves so that our friends who want to help us are able to help us. I want to suggest one other thing too. A new strategy. As far as we are concerned, now we must change. This war we talk about, it must be now total war. And total war, of course, within the confines of international humanitarian law, where all of us are involved. We not leave this war just for our armed freedom fighters who begin to do the thing alone. We must contribute, all of us, at different levels, whether economic level, political level, social level, cultural level, everything, civilians, everybody must contribute, do their small part, so that at the end, when this victory is achieved, we can say we all contributed in achieving this particular victory. We not leave this war just with the hand of the armed freedom fighters. We must help them, and helping them in different ways. Whether you give them 1 penny or you give them information or you do whatever thing it is, that is your own contribution you are making. Total war. We'll not be in a situation where enemy, they can't enter our territory, control us, take charge of us, kill beginners, even small toddlers of how many months, kill them every day, burn hospital, burn houses. Every day would still come out with just to look helpless. So my appeal be saying, right now, we must adopt a new strategy of total war. All of us get involved. The civilians get involved, helping our armed freedom fighters in different ways which they can. The one local operator will give them, it will help. The 1 penny will give them, it will help. And that way, this idea of war relief fund, it become very important. Because if we not do so, I know how we can fight now for the next 50 years. French Cameroon, you kill one gendarme every day. Even if you kill one gendarme every day, you never do anything at all. The other day I see they want to recruit how many thousand people. They will recruit. So we don't get anywhere.
So, Prof, you and your Doc, I don't want to monopolize the line of questioning. So if you want to move this conversation so that we can get everybody involved.
Right. No, I just want to make one comment, then I'd ask one question as for follow up with the way Maggie make. But before I make this, sometimes say they talk say prophet not they ever be recognized at home. Prof, all these people the way would you talk for them, whether it be front line or back line or middle line, most of these people are either your students or the age of your students or some way younger before you even don't finish, teach. And correct. In every place, you pass for all international places that you don't teach for university, you be household name. If they talk about this struggle, so I write before many of us will stand for years, we don't get our own gray hair, we even want to be born. You people were there. So, and first of all, Ambazonians want to thank you and express that appreciation. And for Turkey, even if we finish that war, you don't be dean for universities for South Africa. I mean, and we can name it. We, if not really for any society, the likes of you would be like, they will be courted like pieces of gold, to come back, to be back helping. Yeah, Maggie, people don't know you most of the time. Now you help for Bureau Liberia, the war-torn Liberia. You don't be in charge of, billions, multi-million dollar projects for African development and work in international organizations where you people are household name in international organization. How come we not really rely on UNA, right? For help us, what is the problem? So maybe I want that map, link up this question for Tuxi. Since you, Prof, and I will go back to say, if you be one of those people the way, and know say, if La Republic see any of una now, so una show on our head, say, we want to be minister, they go, in fact, La Republic go welcome una with a big stool. Right. So more talk, so at least know people that they understand the caliber of the people we are talking to. And we are asking, when I know say when I don't go retirement, when I don't go on professional retirement this day, why when I feel help for guide this, including even this war relief fund where would they talk, like say, okay, would I make this idea then go out. People that they outside they will contribute. But just because say if it talk say Ato or Edmond we actually put this presentation, it's already dead on arrival for some squatters. So it's no longer about ideas. Why as una mommy and papa for symbolizing the mommy and papa the way they're there for inside this struggle? Or now the thing that way when I represent them. When I fit take these things then, when I back when I fit pick up this actually like as guidance of this revolution for show light, for tell people, then direct people there. So the international community too go sit down for they say, hey, we're not talking to a bunch of riffraffs. We're not talking to a bunch of people that way they pick knives on their own. And then we'll pick in the way that the fight die with vigor. They go actually also say no. If not so, we'll go do everything as we see with grandpapa them, with grandmammy for do something. Prof, when I think that one final act this one I do for Amazonia, I go ask una.
Yes, both Prof and Yaah. The question go to both of una.
Yes, no, we. I mean, I think we'll be prepared for play that role. We know we shy away from it. I've been at this struggle, like Dr. Edmond said, at a time when most people now, you see them say they're frontline leaders and so on. They hadn't even the slightest clue what problem we're facing. You know, so when I look at them and sometimes what they say and what they do, and I just wonder. But right now, I think we've got to a stage where we have to speak truth and stand up for certain truths, for certain things, so that this struggle does not die, so that our freedom fighters feel encouraged, so that our freedom fighters down on the ground, they know that there are people backing them up. Like I said, without that backing, we shouldn't sit down and the diaspora and just expect them to do miracles. So yes, definitely we will play that role. I think I speak for Maggie as well, but she will also speak to take that role. The War Relief Fund is very, very important. It's indispensable. We need also to urge our people, mount a campaign to ensure that the armed struggle on ground zero is depoliticized. I've never seen any armed struggle in the whole world, people fighting for decolonization, where the armed struggle is politicized. And this is what we keep on doing on a daily basis. And then we sit back and expect results. That should not happen. And henceforth, I'll be the first to denounce any such conduct trying to politicize our fighters. Let our armed freedom fighters concentrate in doing what they are doing and stop politicizing them, stop claiming them, stop treating them as if they are slaves, they are houseboys, you give them 1 penny, and therefore they must be answering you, yes, Excellency, yes, President, yes, whatever stupid nonsense. It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't. And I want the freedom fighters to hear me well and well. You owe nothing to these people. They try to politicize you, tell them off. If they are serious, they should leave and go and join the fight on ground zero. There are many leaders in historically who have left the diaspora and joined the fight. So let these so-called frontline leaders, who are whatever thing it is, leave and go down to ground zero instead of sitting out here manipulating our fighters, politicizing the environment, encouraging our fighters to kill each other, which to me is high treason for that to happen. And they carry their face shamelessly around and say they are leaders. You are leading what? Dead bodies, corpses? No, it shouldn't happen that way. Depoliticization of our armed struggle is something which every good ambassador must stand for. And I stand for that, and that must happen. And we must continue to talk to our freedom fighters, not to pay any allegiance, not to hear manipulations coming from the diaspora, because some people sit there and they'll send you one gun, one AK-47. Then they expect you out of that You start asking them, yes, President, yes, Excellency. No. And I say from today, that comes to an end. Not that I'm president, but I'm saying, as someone who has a track record of this struggle behind me, a track record of not less than 40 years, people don't know. And I'm saying it. And I've seen all kinds of things. I've seen all kinds of characters, political and military. So this must end. And I'm saying it on this forum because I know many people are listening. If we want to move forward, these are the minimum requirements which we have to meet to go forward. And from today, I want to hear from our armed freedom fighters on ground zero to detach themselves from the political manipulations of people who are in diaspora because they give them 1 penny, they give them 1 bullet, and they start calling them their excellency. You must pay allegiance to them. So I say that comes to an end now.
Okay. As for me, two things where.
Thank you, Prof.
Yes. Prof, thank you very much for that passionate plea to we people. And I hope say we people they listen. Me, as it also, I get 2 things every day inside my mind for tell my country people there. The first one, I say, I don't work for countries then. Not true. I don't work for so many countries. Most of those countries are there for West Africa. If you go for Ghana, you see the transformation where Ghana get them from 1994, when me I start work for that country till today. I don't work for Sierra Leone. If you go for Sierra Leone, you ask me, the people that do for entire ministry for Sierra Leone, they will call my name. Now me, I open the office for them. I don't work. Now, my last 6 years I spent for Liberia. If you ask any Liberian where they don't there for Monrovia, it go tell you inside Ebola, I don't work there the whole time. I not live. The reason why I spent 6 years for Liberia now because say Ebola be there, they don't be fit appoint new person. I remain for that country. And as I did work for all these countries, then so I did ask myself, this work what I did do for years, so who did do the same kind of work for my people? Who did really help my own people then? The way this I did help this other country so. And that one give me plenty worry. Because say wait, when you look how the kind of work we would do, Kobo not the loss. We get for put in place integrity institutions, accounting, auditing, disbursement, correct, procurement, correct. With a check, so say the penny where you take her, go for the team where is supposed to do. So if me I put my name for something, as I don't come out work all these years, and I don't work for World Bank, work for African Development Bank, come to say I don't retire. So I must go back for home because I don't get place for go sit down in my own. All we don't be victims for this war. The place where we don't keep say we go sit down there, you know day anymore. So I get for sit down here, the check say that boy I so me too I go see her. But number 2 thing where I want to talk now say, wait, may I finish with number 1? Number 1, I say I put my name for that war relief fund. Say I be supporter for make sure say the integrity of that war relief fund it did the same like the integrity of the CSO fund we don't put together. So every month my small pension come, it must enter that CSO fund. I could do the same for this war relief fund. So now my own thing I don't talk number 1 talk. Number 2 now say these we big people then. When you get your own army, where you know the fight na La Republique, it fight na no pity. It fight now we boys them for down. It fight now the kill now we picking them. You do really work now for who? You do work now for La Republique. You know the work now for Southern Cameroon. You know the work now for your family. It means when they put things we could take whole work that farm day. You do go work now for your neighbor farm. You do work your own thing you get now for day. Then you can't say the more we feed you. You be president for we, but you do work now for other man. How you feel be we president, then you do work for other man. Instead for work with we boys and make sure say we boys the way they're supposed to be do. Make sure say we get together, we move go reach that boy. So the small thing where they don't give you, where you don't get them from La Republique or you get them for USA, if I you so you know one make these 8 million people they see their own benefit. Now which kind of selfishness be that? Now I go ask them, and it makes where the people the way they be correct professionals and where they get for support we for this we fight for rich they don't give hand now the people the way they want be big people they want the chop only for themselves they don't get people their interest anymore now then they inside this matter you look it's not fine so me They make we all will come together. We leave this thing so that we reach Boya. And believe you me, country never finds so. When I don't look Rwanda, when I don't look South Africa, when I don't look what it happen for Ghana, when we reach we own country, it go find pass. Because I know some people, they be hardworking, they be honest, and they get the love for country. You see. So now the thing that with me, I want to talk.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you, Prof. Now, we don't talk about inside house, but also another problem where we get not the message where we send to the international community. Because these multi-groups where as well they talk, everybody do their own thing. First of all, we want thank Wuna, we want thank Prof, we want thank Yaah. So we not agree in front of Southern Cameroonians where they don't hear. Because we go take this video and we go send them to the commanders on the ground for their forum. Made them to the hear which we not talk. That one we promise Wuna. Say we not agree, say we not go step up now for guide we. Because nothing that we don't be missing. And place where I'd want to go with this question and say, even for the international community, for diplomacy, will be very important. Because after our boys on the ground, the next most important pillar na diplomacy. And we don't see situation the way people they don't come out as individuals or small groups. They go talk for people in the international community different. Or we don't come back for we will be get Ambassador Tibor Nash for town hall. He talk say the only African country, 48 countries will be there under ye where he no receive them was Southern Cameroons. Because so many different groups. So we get a Secretary of State for African Affairs. We there for America. But now we be the only member of 48 countries where he no receive because all we did any man the one proof say now you get connection for Washington. How will Nafi help we now for make sure say when we go talk to our international partners, our people they get the humility for pick their phone, call somebody else where they know, say it today for diplomacy, maybe we go talk with one voice for the international community.
Prof. Yeah, and Prof. If now wait, might just give now some now 1 minute for Ato. Okay. More now know say as we know for African countries will be number 4 for inside. If you think of all the people that were the day that they teach for universities for inside America, we be number 4. As at the top, I know talk Cameroon, I talk Amazonia. Okay, so not only Nigeria, Ghana, and Kenya, it pass we in terms of the number. So when I get enormous, resources, human capital for tap from professor this to professor that to doctor this to barrister, they make you have it. All of them are sitting down somewhere, so that when they answer that question, that critical question, we after the ask, and I have many of them are my colleagues, so I know exactly as I go back to talk to people what they are asking. Who do we have that we can actually say, now the person this will one follow you where ego to talk sense. Where it will mean say if I get back tomorrow, somebody talk, my students, and when they look me, they will say, yeah, that person where we talk about our problem, it really sound like somebody where they get sense. So I want to say, me when I take that question with the resources, as when I put marry these two things and together, then give we an answer to that very important question we have to ask her.
No, I be one start, Prof, if you know mind. I don't say me and Prof this will do refine, so I think go ahead of you. Or you
yeah,
my big man.
of course. Yeah.
Yes. When you look, one of the problems where it bring we so we reach for war, so now we education system. We value education so now you Edmund Prof, you did talk say inside universities for inside America, if they count countries, they count Nigeria, they count Ghana, they count Kenya. Number 4 where they go count down, it could be now Southern Cameroons. It could be Southern Cameroons and Amazonia. Now because say we people then value education and with children Now, the one thing that way, it could be the most important thing we will live for with children, and for continue for value this education. Now, if you're gonna that way we're there for war till today. But if you look, we struggle. Who's are other professionals then they? Who's are all this we begin the way we don't train them with? They be professors for university, they be doctors, they be engineers, they be accountants, they be lawyers. All them, who's are them they? These were people there. The one the way the old like me, so where they feel retired too, and then the one the way they're young, where they come up. They know they inside we struggle. Now, because say we don't take bad fashion, we drive them all. They don't sit down for they look we. So me, I want for send appeal message. Say yes. Now correct university. Me, the program we need to go for university for this America. The time I enter here for 1989, it be the top program for the world. And they take me now that's for inside Yaoundé, so can't bring me for Stanford University for go get PhD day. So I know say we people them plenty for inside university here. There plenty day for inside working life professionals for all kind area, for health, for science, for every area we think about. We dey here, but we must come together. We Prof way there for South Africa and me were they here. Yes, we don't retire, but we never tire. We did give every ounce of weight we get for make sure, say this we struggle, it reach the destination we want it can go for the benefit of 8 million Southern Cameroonians. The benefit of all those people, not before one man the benefit. Look, Prof way did it so. If the jam now wait, really tell me. Wait to wait Prof did so man figure again. So I'm here the appeal now to all we professionals. Say we not go reach that destination. Think about 8 million potential. Look the potential where we get. So Prof, may I let you may you give your own before we enter this matter for diplomacy, because it be very important. So
yeah, no, I concur with you. I think Dr. Edmond, you don't really explain them very well. We have a wonderful human resource base, which is arguably our best resource which we have for every country. That one even is more important than natural resources, because you look at some other countries like Singapore, which actually have nothing. What they have is just human resource, using their brains, and their country has moved forward. So that is a critical resource which you have there. And like you correctly pointed out, why are they not implicated, at least most of them, in our struggle? That is because of our attitude. The way we carry ourselves, the way we conduct ourselves, puts many of them off. And there are many who are prepared to contribute in the various disciplines in which they are, so we can move forward, so we can achieve freedom earlier. But the way we carry ourselves, the things we do, just puts many of them off. And that's why it is very, very important to get them involved in our struggle. I will not get them involved until we get our act together. Because we are talking about people of a particular level of intellect. I've always believed that Amazonian intellectuals have a critical role to play in this liberation struggle. And it has always been like that in all liberation struggles. You exclude intellectuals at your own risk and peril. They are the people who think, they are the thinkers. They are the people who conceive ideas. They are the people who now are able to say, look, this is the direction we should go. And out of the experience they've had, they can guide towards many things. My appeal today is first to tell all our intellectuals that yes, we have faltered, we've made mistakes, we've fallen. But like they said, the downfall of a man is not the end of his life. And so, although we've fallen, we are prepared to pick ourselves up and to start anew. And I'm appealing that they should join this new thrust, which we are about to launch now. So that this liberation struggle gets impetus, we can move forward. I believe that our appeal today for Ambazonians to be humble, to shed off all this their pride, to come down from the high horses, those who are on the high horse, has been heard. And that moving forward, we are prepared to embrace our brothers and sisters in all sectors. No one person can possibly know everything. It's not impossible. So that's not possible at all. We must accept that some people know certain things better than other people. I will embrace that. If we do not, frankly, we're only working towards doom. So yes, I agree. We must look away to bring these people, all of our intellectuals, wherever they may be, into this struggle. And if we do, believe me, you see the pace at which our liberation struggle would move ahead. And these are the people, like Maggie said, these are the people who are going to reimagine, re-engineer Ambazonia from the day after liberation. So we'll have a new country, brand new country, which will be the envy of most countries. Like we all envy Singapore, and we all envy now little Rwanda. These are the people who are going to make that come true. So that is my appeal to them. And to answer the question, I want to move on about what we need to do as far as our diplomatic activity or outreach is. I've suggested, and I've said it elsewhere, we need to constitute a team. This one-man show we've already been doing, and in fact, some experts in the UK and ministers did point this out and say, they laughed, that all this one-man show we'll be doing, we send A here, oh, land there, this one land there to talk to them, that one will take us nowhere, and that they are not impressed at all. And they're not impressed, not only because you are trying to stage a one-man show, but also because we send divergent, conflicting messages. A comes and says this. A cannot even articulate what the struggle is all about. B, you ask them, okay, what do you, simple question. So you said, what do you want us to do for you? They cannot say exactly what you want them to do. So I believe that we need to constitute a single team that will be ready. And they have the mandate to speak for Ambazonian everywhere. And that team, it need not be the same people. Of course, given the fact that people have jobs, are doing things and so on. But we can take from that pool that we've selected. So, okay, fine. The existing that has come up in this place, you would go there and speak on our behalf. You know the message that you have to deliver. And this is the message you have to deliver on behalf of Ambazonia, not on behalf of sectarian groups. This group says this, this group says this. If we do that, I do believe that the outside world will begin to see that these are serious people. They're saying something which we need to pay attention to. They're speaking with one voice, and they're indicating that they're ready for freedom and ready to govern. But the way we carry ourselves, I'm afraid, everybody looks, and somebody was sneering at me one of these meetings and said, look at all these people. You don't even know what running a country is, so you can't even run a country. The way we see people behaving. And so don't think you are entitled to have a country. So you cannot be under the imperium of French Cameroon. You see how we drive ourselves back into colonial rule because of our inability to project an ability to govern, to rule. We cannot. So I believe if we do set up this team, this pool of experts, this pool of people who have the survey, the necessary knowledge, we can, whenever an issue arises, or somebody from there or two from there to go back and they are speaking on behalf of Ambazonia. And the message is loud and clear. That is the suggestion I will make. Thank you.
Prof. I think I join, I just add what we Prof don't talk. Number one, now say rules then day for do diplomacy. When you want commodity, you go talk to another country. you get for carry yourself for some particular kind of way. We people they over talk. We they talk too much. We they kosh too much. We don't know how to keep confidence. If somebody go tell you something for inside some meeting, confidentially, he won't come up for morning time, he don't do for inside social media. You don't go one for talk for you again. If you go for social media, you see that they coach this one, coach that one, coach people the way that we want for go beg help for them. Because see, we never stand on we own 2 feet. That same people, when I don't go coach them. So how when I think that they feel champion this week? Cause look how Somaliland they carry itself today. You know, now country that way, it today inside the kind of situation where we they inside. But you know, they hear the matter for outside, like you they hear we own. Ambazonia, they don't talk. Before person want open the mouth, talk something, they don't feel get trust and confidence in one. You know, because say with the overtaking way, it be, and then we with small thing, we don't divide skin. Look today, so I want to open my phone. I see 2 messages about ACT meeting with Swiss. That means say now so now 2 different groups they don't there for ACT. The Swiss team where would want try for say these Swiss people, all man don't tell we say they do nothing for una. And this we don't go carry 2 groups there now. One they go meet with ACT, one they go this one ACT 1, ACT 2. Now wait to be that. We they okay so for that we had. So here I agree with Prof Nassim. Maybe we come together, we see all the rules of diplomacy. We apply those rules to the way we would communicate with people, to the way we would communicate among ourselves, to the way we would carry ourselves. If you want to talk for person, you talk politely, you explain things for some particular way. When you go inside, you prepare for go that meeting, you get, you know, file where you go give that person hand and for you, so that when I don't finish with a discussion, he know where to be your ask. He know how for the rules then they. We don't work with government there. We know this thing there. But we go make let's say we know nothing. Then people they just push their chest. I be president of Ambazonia. You be president where no other president don't receive you one day. So now which kind of president you are? Exactly. You feel like fine.
Yeah. Prof, I think say people that they listen. Ground Zero they listen, people they watch on Facebook, and people they will come back and watch. I think say Prof, think what we're supposed to do as way the CSO. If people they want humanitarian, there is where to point them. If people they want support our fighters, Southern Cameroonians, they don't create this war relief fund. I think say we need a structure too, so that we can start tell our people, say anybody where they go out to talk on diplomacy. This is the structure to point, so that our people then too, they did now give legitimacy to that structure by recognizing that structure as the go-to. I don't know, Prof, if you or Yaah get a structure in mind, or if we had to work on something, so that even if because the diplomacy will not get to disclose all the members, because La République will not fit ignore which La République they do, but at least we fit tell our people then say, okay. This is Yaah, this is Prof. Now they guide this particular action. I wouldn't lose Prof. But yeah, if you go ahead and
I don't know whether the light.
Okay,
what did not happen is we have load shedding here. So
that's why we need to put our engineers to work, so that will not happen in Ambazonia.
Load shedding here for 4 hours. Right. Now it's gone up for next 4 hours.
Oh my God! All right, yeah, but
okay, go ahead, Prof.
Atto's question. I guess we'll get a few more points to discuss.
Let Maggie take that one. I mean, yes, I said we can put a structure in place. Definitely, we need that one. That's indispensable. We cannot be acting just like that. Anyhow, haphazard manner, and we think we can build a country and run a country in that way. It won't work.
And diplomacy be a very sensitive area, because would it for people then way, you know, they like me and Prof the talk. You see, me and Prof if we talk, you know, me and he will get the way we talk, you know. But when you go for diplomacy, if you make mistake, they're not call a mistake, a diplomatic incident.
That's right.
Make a mistake inside diplomacy, they call and say a diplomatic incident. It will take you a long time for correct on that mistake. So yes, group day where they work on diplomacy, and as it is a confidential matter, so we'll not go put them for outside too much, but maybe we'll tell people then say that group day where it work, and that big compound approach. All man where if you say it be leader, where it be needed for talk for some particular occasion, it go there inside that group. They go contact see, not between what we put them for marketplace now. And we just want for beg with people then where they be activists. So make they keep that matter for talk about country them. Make they keep on low. Make they not talk about kosh country them, kosh tibonage them, kosh this with people then where they outside. They not be with country people, but they get the need, the passion for help we. That is sorry for we. All that blood where they see and so enough please them too. They feel with we pain and they get sympathy for we. So while that goodwill is they outside, make we not take kosh, make we not take over talk, we spoil and they make we keep things them low so that we will feel talk for these people, then we talk nicely for them, we fix them. And as I thought now, big compound approach. All man is the way he ready now for work. Oops. All man the way he ready for work with we inside that diplomacy, but now confidentiality will be the most important one. From time to time, we go see some document go come out. TPS already come out for America. We know the people the way they work very hard. Now different groups of people forget that one. Which way TPS do? Besides giving that Cameroonians and for here temporary protector status, by the same very fact, say we get TPS, it tell the whole world, say problem there for Cameroon. That one will not be hide. So we thank American government for that one. We get resolution 684. Now a few people there inside that Congress where they put their head down and they come out with this resolution 684, where they now so we look and say, okay, if we get something else on top of that one, we see some teeth where they put them for that thing, pass this TPS, pass this other thing there, then we go fit do. And we want to make other people then for different countries then too, they follow that kind way where it happen for America. So yes, the structures then there, and we would come for people when you hear your name, it be called, say can't do this kind of work, come quick, can't join we, make we do the work go before. Yes, so Prof, you talk correct. Things that they go on and na so diplomacy day, not enough for thing you go put on for marketplace. Okay.
Okay, Doc. It like say Prof that lost power, so Prof the run on battery. We not go.
No, I don't put what they call this in some small what they call this a small generator. But the generator then only for power the phone and yeah. Otherwise the rest of the house is in darkness.
You know that when it comes to Amazonia, this is the one person you know. Even no matter what he go do, if you need that touch, he will use the touch for do the thing.
Thank you, Prof. So, Prof, I think say before we want leave, we want ask you and Yaah for really make an appeal because Prof, diplomacy, defense, everything it need money, and we get the humanitarian CSO, we get the war relief fund where they don't set up a site, a payment portal. But we need our people, a lot of them, they don't lose trust because of the embezzlement, the mismanagement, the misuse of money. And so people, they be hesitant. So now where you and Yaah will not step up, will not agree for guide us, stand for the people, which message will not send to Southern Cameroonians? Because it be easy for we, I mean, it not be easy, but some people then they want go out, we not feel to go out, go back for money where we safe. We say safe. We need to make our own sacrifice. So what you wanna feel tell, which kind of reassurance wanna feel give our people then way they don't lose hope for comeback and support this financially, because now we get people of integrity, people of character, we get structures of transparency in place for make sure say what didn't happen in the past 5 years, it not go repeat itself again.
Indeed. I think I'm glad we are beginning to rationalize all of these things, because whether we're talking of defense, we're talking of humanitarian work, until recently, it has been just in a haphazard manner. You know, everybody picks up a box, lands in Jericho, and says, I've come with 2 bars of soap or a bag of gari, I'm giving humanitarian relief. And this person comes, perhaps does exactly the same thing. And in many instances, you have double dipping. The same thing happened with the prisoners. You know, somebody comes, okay, I'm supporting the prisoners, a good thing. But the number 2 person comes and does exactly the same thing, gives exactly the same thing. So the same persons. So that has not been very smart on our part, because already we're taking too much on our hands, even though we're not even a government. Because even for an established government, to handle all of these things is quite a challenge. But we've taken these things. So I'm glad we are beginning to rationalize this thing and to say, look, these are the structures. And once you have the relief fund, humanitarian fund for humanitarian assistance, that would mean that the little pennies we have, we can know exactly how to use it. We can know exactly how to direct it. One, to which refugee camps that perhaps are lacking, because in this whole thing, some refugees have, others don't have. Some refugees have more, others have so little. We'll rationalize all that thing. And it goes for the same prisoners as well. Some prisoners have more, others have absolutely nothing or so little. So we'll rationalize all of these things because we don't have a structure in place. And I'm also appealing that all of us should take this very, very seriously. I know I'm not so naive to think that tomorrow the groups that exist now, the different movements are just going to dissolve. By human nature, there's some resistance to some of these things. But I am saying that now that we have this structure, this thing should be channeled in this direction for relief assistance, humanitarian assistance, so that we can at least try to be equitable in the way we give things to the prisoners, to our prisoners, and to our refugees. And often we forget the IDPs who are in the forest, in the bushes, and so on and so forth. We need to take care of them. But we cannot do that in a haphazard manner. And if we can demonstrate to the world that we can manage something like this properly, it's an indication that we are getting ready to govern ourselves and that we are fit to run a country. And they begin to see, the outside world begin to see. And what I've said in respect to humanitarian assistance goes also for the War Relief Fund. The War Relief Fund, the same thing. Now, what is happening so far in the past 5 years? We throw money here and there, and so on. We know we don't have enough money. Some of it, large amount of it has been embezzled by those we know, stolen the money, frauds, those we know. But little that our people are giving, I don't think is rationally used. It's not rationally used because we have not thought of a structure and how to disburse these monies so that those who are fighting, the armed freedom fighters, get what they deserve, what they need. If you ask anybody now, how many freedom fighters do we have, armed freedom fighters? I don't think anybody knows. And they will know, of course, for the simple reason that as of now, the armed freedom fighters are divided in groups. Each of them responds to the group commander, whereas a general was a field marshal or whatever thing it is. Now, this War Relief Fund is going to sort out this problem. And this whole idea where people sit abroad and incite some armed freedom fighters to kill other freedom fighters, something which is really despicable, will eliminate that possibility, won't exist. And there is a rational way of disbursing funds. Now, let me seize the opportunity and saying, and speak directly to armed freedom fighters. They've done a wonderful job for the past 5 years. And I was expecting to somebody that Ambassador will tomorrow have arguably the best army that will rank among the best in the world. The way of armed freedom fighters have conducted themselves at the front, they difficulties they've endured, the hardship they've endured. Very few armies in the world have gone through that kind of hardship, but they've endured it. I'm urging them now to move one step further, and that step is to enable us to build a national army. A national army that's under a single command structure. You can call this is an ambassadorial army in the making. When we are as we are now, it's very easy for the enemy to penetrate, set up this group against this group, buy this person, buy that person, and so on and so forth. So I urge our armed freedom fighters now to take it very seriously, cooperate with those who are eager to build an ambassadorial national army under a single command structure. This initiative should come from them. It's not going to be imposed from abroad that will impose this person as commander, will impose this and so on. We know our fighters themselves are sufficiently aware of this problem. Once you do that, the work of the World Relief Fund becomes much more easier. We disburse, we know how the money is going to trickle down, accountability can be made, and so on and so forth. That is what I say, it go along with the World Relief Fund, the construction of a national army under a single command structure. Thank you.
Prof, and yeah, as we talk about this World Relief Fund, might add one dimension. I suggest one dimension, but not just add. I gotta be very careful when I talk to my my seniors. So one of the things that we see about this war, that the fact is, if we not take time, there will be so many fighters who have been lost. Many will not be injured. We will not be even, maybe if we not take time, they will be like, we'll forget them. And that will really be tragic. And so it comes to the point, at the point where Prof make about collecting data, about knowing who is actually where. So that tomorrow, when those people, the way they be hurt, where they be fight, they be wounded, or the one where they die, for we be able to actually recognize who these people were and do everything that is possibly humanly possible within Amazonia, the capability, but not actually, make sure that the one that will be injured and disabled, that we give them the opportunity for a better life and things like that. But the one that will run die, leave family behind, we care for them. So we must conduct ourselves like, the best image of who we want to be. And that is as a moral people who are running away from oppression and know the meaning of that oppression and in all its facets. So I just think that this maybe as when I try to expand this war relief, I think about this concept of this war relief fund. Maybe when I think about the incorporation of some of these data gathering and stuff like that, and starting to take care of some of this information and some of these things. So I just wanted to really just about that. I know maybe the one makes something.
Yes, but one says something.
The point.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I want to say, I think Edmond really, you almost take the words right. Meaning, say, we don't already lose a lot of fighters, they don't pass. And we know, they like say we don't forget their family. One could tell them their families and say, we don't forget Una. The fighters then, they be the gold where we get inside the struggle. Without them, we cannot. And so this war relief fund, me self, I put my mouth and my heart inside, just like I will put down with the CS. And I will tell everybody, say, my kobo not there inside my team. So anybody will be thinking, say, for please pay, he lost, because say accountability. Yeah, they put money for police pay and no say accountability, they say integrity, they say transparency. Day. Every month from a small pension what they get, I take my contribution to the CSO for the humanitarian. I go encourage everybody not to put money for my job, that one. But this one when I war relief so I go find another small place again when I get small cost of living adjustment after they permanently enter that war relief fund. I encourage everybody we get small cover. We want for see we reach that for do the same thing. For put for CSO and for put for a war relief fund. Because we go do the things the way we're supposed to do and do them properly and report back, just like the CSO we report back for town hall from time to time. We report back, we show the audits, we show who go, how we use them, where to remain, etc. That's what we go do with this war relief fund. When I trust me, any place when I see me or any man trust go put your own for. But my message, where I want to really give them because at the same time be we remember, say, for the beginning of this year, some we power for Liberia, our president, Amos Sawyer, he be die, and we big loss. We try that man cleanse. The message where Amos Sawyer be tell we when he meet for town hall, he be and say, and when he meet also for the CD and their conference for 2020, he be tell we this we war this. Make La Republique not take this war like saying a small thing. Now really big thing because we were with the call we say we don't talk so we no want inside relationship anymore with them. The culture be different, ways they be different. We don't bear the relationship and the hardship for 60 plus years. The separation we want did not get anything to do with oil resources as a big thing. It not get anything to do with it just be say we don't get enough. We feel strangled by the relationship and the water. We then now like our Israelites that we did inside Egypt. And La Republique feel make this separation easy or make them a bit. But if they try for force for be inside a relationship where we know one, we will give them a lot of time. Meaning, say, they make them know, say, that relationship will get don't move. We had the whether not somebody talks with you. We're not there for any relationship with La Republique, then we don't move that. So we advise us to make the separation easy, even with Ambazonia and then Southern Cameroon and the Anglophone, the way that you work for inside La Republique. Make La Republique not fully self. They have not decided. They want for people for own country. Enough of this. And no matter what happen, the separation, it must be. Now, a life and death matter, make no man not fully self. We don't move we had. So they either make it easy, we stop for lose lives, we go with separate ways, or they take and go, even if they force we by defeat or by waiting. Make them know say we people they be decided and determined. And the reason why we vote them is their passion and their heart. I don't feel if we go with separate ways.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you, Prof. Dr. Edmond, before we go, I go like for take the liberty for invite. I think say this is a very important conversation, and we'll get to keep this conversation going on and on and on. Because they say for person to remember one thing, you get to tell them at least 8 times before you sink in, Prof.
Yeah.
So we go like if we not be available on Saturday, we'll get town hall. We go if we not be available, we talk about that later. But for the benefit of people, the way they listen to us now and where they go listen to this before Saturday, we go really like to continue this conversation. Even if we get to repeat some things and what we don't talk today, this message get to sink into the subconsciousness of Southern Cameroonians. So we go on appeal to Yaah and to Prof. They will beg if we not be available Saturday in a short notice, but if we not be available, we would like to continue this conversation. So, Doc, I think we fit thank Prof and Yaah and our producer, because Prof this South Africa, producer this South Africa, they don't go for day. We will thank them and then let them rest. And then Saturday we'll continue this conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yep. And I don't want to say this so again. through there like Phoenix. If you know where to be Phoenix, then at that bird way, the person thinks they don't kill them, then it just rise again. Another one, the jaw rise again from the ashes. So these Amazonian thing, that's what we do. So all man we eat the try for make Chakara thing say he don't kill Amazonia struggle and he don't be in a baby Oga, they go sell the whole struggle, eat alive because he don't go die until we go reach Boya. And again, make all man, I hear as when I talk so, I see as I feel the spirit of Baby Mata and Baby Carolina, the deaths from Gabu, and and the deaths from Mother Teresa school. I feel all of these people saying, hey, where were you people? Where were you? Our spirit are restless. Can you people come and help us? So that's what I am hearing. So, but then they are very, very happy. And so please, as Nagoshidon, we know say when I work with some BB King for back, that team, when I put them down fine, we'll go this now on a platform, the one platform this way, it reach to everybody on ground zero, all we want, and all those intellectuals, all those other mommy and papa, they were be done to give up. That here on and also all man to be re-energized and reinvigorated, yes, including me.
Yes.
So thank Una and thank everybody and thank all our listeners. Continue the conversation, share this, forward this message to your groups. And yeah, you don't always talk about the big tent. I think say from now, maybe make the other groups away on our feed, go there, some other outlets from different social media, organize to go there, talk to the people, then carry the message to them, right? So they come home, not home this, but go there, launch, and everybody should hear this message. Okay. It's a new dawn, and we're on our way to Boya. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll see you Saturday, God willing. Okay, producer. Thank you. Thank you, producer.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thanks.